Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here for interesting garden tips, please consider subscribing the channel. Today, I'm going to show you how to harvest mint the right way. Let's get started.
We have a healthy mint bush which has grown well and is ready for harvest. My goal is to harvest mint in such a way that it helps the plant grow more bushy and keep extending the growing season and produce more mint. So it's important to do it right. When I harvest mint, I examine the mint stems carefully to spot which part of the stem has these tiny sprouts coming back and are ready to grow into full new stems. Then I make my cuts like a quarter inch above the spots which are developing those tiny sprouts. That is me telling my plant to stop growing up on this stem and focus its energy to grow those sprouts into thick, bushy plant. Once I'm done making the cuts, I also make it a point to pick the leaves on the stem right under those sprouts to conserve more energy, but also, of course, to get more mint. See how once those leaves are picked, we just have those four sprouts left on the stem. Now, this allows the plant to focus all its energy into growing those sprouts into a thick bush. Believe me, these mint plants respond so well when I communicate right, and they grow into lush green and thick bushes and keep my kitchen stocked with mint for months to come. You could be growing your greens or leafy veggies at home and in an organic way. That do not prevent these worms from getting into your garden and eventually onto your plates. That is if you're not careful during and after the harvest. As you harvest, be on the lookout for these worms and insects which could be lurking on the greens or the leafy veggies, and make sure you clean the greens thoroughly before you use them. I always make it a point to soak my greens and leafy veggies in water for at least 30 minutes to maybe about an hour before I use them to either cook fresh or to freeze them for later use. Why? I soak the green leafy veggies in water so I could separate out these worms and insects from the veggies before I could use them. You could use regular water or you could add a pinch of salt. Adding pinch of salt makes it more effective to get rid of these insects. So try out and let me know what works better for you. Now that I've topped off this stem, within a few weeks, these tiny sprouts would start growing into a bush. I should be able to find something which grew back that way. Let me find it and show you how it would look. There you go. This main stem was topped off about a month ago, and as you can see, these two branches grew back, which I've again topped off today. So the plant continues to keep growing more mint and gives me a long and steady supply of fresh mint throughout the season. These pockets also have some mint plants, but as you all can see, they are not growing as well. Here are all the previous mint harvests produced from these pockets of the tower garden in the last few months since the start of the season. Having produced that much mint, now these plants are slowly starting to die down. If this is the condition of mint in your garden, follow along and I'll show you what I have done to extend the growing season for my plants. One thing to note though, if you try this way later in the season, then your plants may not sprout back and produce more mint. However, that is still the right thing to do to keep your plants ready for the next season. Pick any fresh sprouts or tender branches of green leaf that you can spot on the plant and get as much as leaf as you can. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find at least a few fists full. I know. I've asked you to leave these sprouts and allow them to grow back so your plant will get bushy. However, your plant, this specific plant, is drying up and is ready to die down. And that method, which I've recommended for your healthy plants of leaving your sprout, won't work anymore. And you would have to go ahead with heavy pruning like this. As you see, I'm just leaving a few inches of stem and that's it. I'm not leaving any leaves, no branches, no nothing. We just need to go down and do heavy pruning, and that's the only way to revive growth in mint plants that have started to dry down in your garden. Exactly a week after this heavy pruning, this is how the plants in all the pockets look like. Some of them started to grow very healthy green mint leaves, and some of them have just started to sprout. Either way, within a week, you can see the difference in these plants and how they've started sprouting back fresh mint leaves. Fast forward a few weeks, under a month of getting that heavy pruning, look at how the plants in all these pockets have been able to produce so much fresh mint. That's the magic of heavy pruning. Once you give that heavy pruning to those mint plants in your garden which have dried out and are ready to die for the season, 9 out of 10 times they can be revived to extend healthy growing season. Try this out in your garden and do let me know in the comment section how this worked out in reviving your mint plants. That's our bounty of mint for today. Are you wondering why I have harvested such a large batch of mint instead of picking fresh mint for day to day use? Stay tuned and I will post a video very shortly so you can see what I've done with this large batch of mint.
Hope you found the video useful. If you like the video, please smash that thumbs up button and help me spread the video. Do leave your comments and suggestions in the comments box. Thank you.